Carina, there have been 22 winners of the AEO Outstanding Contribution Award, and for those in the audience, it's an award given by the AEO board to somebody that's made an outstanding contribution to the industry throughout their career, which I hope is still going to be long-lasting. For the first question, could you just let us know how it feels to have been awarded this by your peers?
Yeah, I think particularly because it's chosen by the AEO board, I feel obviously really honoured, a little bit overwhelmed as well to have been picked for it. And it's just a massive honour. So I'm very grateful.
Why do you think the board nominated you for this award?
I think during my time as chair, we made a lot of changes on the AEO board in terms of the way the board would be structured for the future, to bring in more diversity, to make sure that the board was really representative of the membership now and going forward, and to create opportunities for younger people coming through as well.
One of the first times I met you, I recollect you talking about when your exhibition career started, while still at school, supporting your father at his shows. So what would your advice be to the people with their aspiring careers in the room today?
Yeah, so I was lucky that, my father ran exhibitions from when I was a very young age. I used to attend them, and I think that gave me a really good background in at least not maybe the detailed work, but what the trade show business was. So it felt very familiar to me when I finally got into the business properly, working at IMEX. I think the main advice that I would give to young people starting out in their career is just to be open to anything and to be really adaptable. Adaptable in the sense of being prepared to get their hands dirty and learn about all aspects of the trade show business, and adaptable as well in developing their skills as they go through. The need for new skills changes all the time in our business, and we can't even predict what it'll be in 10 years' time. So I think keeping on top of that professional development is really important. But the main thing I think is just having a real can-do attitude, listening to those around them, and just being willing to get stuck in and do whatever's needed at the end of the day to create an amazing experience for our clients.
The industry, I believe, has endless possibilities for everybody, and it's a great opportunity to build friendships and create experiences. Over the course of your career, would you share just a couple of highlights of those experiences that you've had?
I've had loads of highlights. Obviously, one of them was working with you, Chris, as chair of the AEO. But I really learned a lot from that experience as well. And I think thinking about how others can develop their careers, volunteering for trade associations, you learn so many skills. It's really fantastic opportunity, and I'd really recommend that. Some other amazing experiences, launching both of the shows. You know, when you launch a show, it's scary, it's hard work. You kind of put your heart and soul into it. So the first Frankfurt, and especially the first America, because I knew much more what I was doing. So in some ways it was scarier, that first IMEX America. And I think the other massive moment was the first show we did post-COVID, because that was almost like a new show. It was very emotional for us as a team, but also to see our industry come together. And I think most people in the room probably had similar experiences. Those are some really standout moments for me.
Whilst you were AEO chair, we had some unprecedented times, and I believe you're one of the industry's great leaders with very sound judgment and incredible amount of emotional intelligence, and we worked through some really difficult times. That's obviously an accumulation of years of experience. Is there any advice that you'd give to your younger self?
I think I would tell my younger self to believe in what I know to be right and stand by that. That's something that you do learn over experience, to believe in your own judgment. But then at the same time, you develop that judgment by listening to people who are wiser than yourself as well. And I think the other thing I'd just say to my younger self is to keep open to new ideas, which is what I've tried to do, and to keep learning professionally and seeking that professional development from different sources, because I think that's something I've done in the past 5 to 7 years better than I did in the early years, as I learned how important that was.
So before we wrap up, are there any closing words you'd like to say to the audience?
Well, firstly, just that thank you to the AEO and to the board for choosing me for this award this year. I do feel genuinely really privileged and humbled to be sitting here as the recipient of this award. And also, I would just say that, it wasn't always easy making some of the changes that we did during that year. And so it just really taught me that sometimes some of those more difficult changes that you choose to do, those paths that we go down, are worth sticking to your guns and worth seeing through, because the results, are there at the end.
I couldn't agree more, and they're going to leave a long-lasting legacy. So a massive thank you and huge congratulations.
Thank you.